13 Ways Helping People Can Backfire. Buddhist Zen Story. Serenity and Balance. Life is a beautiful journey filled with opportunities to help others. Whether it's a kind word, a helping hand, or a shoulder to lean on, extending support to those in need is a noble endeavor. However, there's a profound lesson in a Buddhist Zen story that teaches us that sometimes, our best intentions can backfire. Here are 13 ways helping people can backfire, as illustrated by this insightful story. 1. The illusion of control. In our eagerness to help others, we often fall into the trap of believing we can control the outcomes of our actions. The Buddhist Zen story teaches us that this illusion of control can lead to disappointment and frustration when things don't go as planned. 2. Dependency. Helping others excessively can inadvertently foster a sense of dependency. Like the villagers in the Zen story who became reliant on the old man's help, people may start to rely on us instead of learning to help themselves. 3. Enabling. Sometimes, our desire to help can enable negative behavior. Just as the old man's help enabled the villagers to avoid taking responsibility for their own actions, our assistance may prevent others from facing the consequences of their choices. 4. Resentment. Constantly helping others without receiving gratitude or reciprocation can lead to feelings of resentment. The old man in the Zen story may have felt unappreciated and taken advantage of, leading to bitterness and resentment over time. 5. Loss of boundaries. Helping others can blur the boundaries between their needs and our own. Without clear boundaries, we may neglect our own well-being and become overwhelmed by the needs of others, much like the old man who sacrificed his own comfort for the sake of the villagers. 6. Burnout. Overextending ourselves to help others can lead to burnout and exhaustion. The old man in the Zen story eventually reached a point where he could no longer continue, demonstrating the importance of self-care and setting limits. 7. Unrealistic expectations. Expecting gratitude or a specific outcome when helping others can lead to disappointment. Just as the old man in the Zen story may have expected gratitude from the villagers, we may find ourselves disappointed when our efforts go unrecognized. 8. Loss of self-identity. Constantly focusing on helping others can cause us to lose sight of our own identity and needs. Like the old man in the Zen story who became known only as the old man who helps, we may lose touch with who we are beyond our role as a helper. 9. Overlooking personal growth. Helping others can be a valuable opportunity for personal growth and self-discovery. However, if we are always focused on helping others, we may overlook our own need for growth and development. 10. Dependency on validation. Seeking validation through helping others can lead to a cycle of dependency. If our self-worth is tied to how much we help others, we may feel lost and empty when we are not able to fulfill that role. 11. Ignoring boundaries. In our eagerness to help, we may ignore the boundaries and limitations set by others. Just as the old man in the Zen story continued to help the villagers even when it became too much for him, we may disregard the boundaries set by those we are trying to help. 12. A loss of autonomy. Constantly helping others can lead to a loss of autonomy and freedom. Like the old man in the Zen story who felt obligated to continue helping the villagers, we may find ourselves trapped in a cycle of obligation and duty. 13. Preventing growth. By constantly swooping in to help, we may prevent others from experiencing the growth and learning that comes from overcoming challenges on their own. Like the villagers in the Zen story who relied on the old man's help, people may never learn to help themselves if we are always there to rescue them. In conclusion, while helping others is a noble and compassionate act, it's essential to recognize the potential pitfalls. The Buddhist Zen story teaches us that our best intentions can sometimes backfire, leading to dependency, resentment, and a loss of self-identity. By setting boundaries, practicing self-care, and encouraging others to help themselves, we can ensure that our efforts are truly beneficial and sustainable in the long run.